Before saying yes to a new opportunity, which single question must you answer first? So I don't have just one question. I have 4 questions that I use to assess opportunities here at Coefficient Labs. The first question that I ask is, what am I optimizing for? Is this an opportunity that's for lead gen and getting new leads? Is this an opportunity for sales and to get revenue? Is this an opportunity to improve our production or our fulfillment or the delivery of our product or service? So first question is like, what am I optimizing for? The second question is, what impact do I believe this opportunity will have on that part of our business, right? Sometimes we have so many opportunities that it's hard to really identify, like, what's the impact of doing this? Sometimes we have that knee-jerk reaction of like, we should just solution without really like giving any weight to the sort of impact that that type of thing is going to have. The third question I asked is, what sort of effort is required to execute on this opportunity? You may have like the best, most impactful idea, but it's going to take you months and months to create, or it's going to take you weeks to execute. Understanding what sort of effort is needed to complete that task or get to that opportunity is the third question. And the fourth and final question is, how can we turn the opportunity into an experiment? So I want to take a minute just to talk a little bit more about these different pieces, because as a founder or a team lead, whether it's in marketing, sales, product, it doesn't matter. We as leaders are constantly aware of the problems that are happening at different parts of the business. And we're almost pre-wired to think about solutions, right? We see opportunity everywhere, right? One of the things that ends up happening when you don't have a good framework for assessing opportunities is you end up taking the team in all sorts of different directions, right? One day it feels like this is the biggest problem. Then the next it feels like this is a big opportunity. And so you want to, or I want to have a way of being able to assess these sorts of goals or these sorts of opportunities. And so, like I mentioned before, the first thing I'll do is just ask, like, what part of the process is this actually impacting? When I think about our lead gen efforts, there's a series of steps, a series of processes that we have to do our lead gen or our marketing. When I think about sales, there's a series of steps that are required. And so the first thing that I'll try to do is figure out, like, what part of the process are we actually optimizing for? The second part is understanding the impact and the effort. What we do at Coefficient Labs is we have 9 squares, and we call it the impact and energy assessment. So you have things that are low impact, but also low effort. You have things that are low impact, but high effort. Having to go pick up props for a shoot or something like that is going to be high effort. It's going to take us time to like go to the store and buy the thing and come back, but it may not necessarily have the biggest impact on the product. What you want to find is opportunities that are high impact and low effort, or high impact and medium effort. But just having a framework, just having a way to visualize these opportunities is already going to help you and your team determine what to focus on first, second, and third. After you have finished this sort of assessment, it's really crucial to think about opportunities as experiments. Sometimes we as founders or even leads can get too bogged down in what the end output looks like. You can almost sit there and imagine someone using the product in this way, or someone taking advantage of this opportunity, but you don't necessarily realize all the steps that are needed to get there. And if you change your mentality and think about this more as an experiment, that we're going to try this, we're going to test this, then you're able to start asking yourself things like, well, what exactly are we trying to test? What's our hypothesis for this opportunity? What sort of metrics do we care about? What are the KPIs that we should even be measuring to decide if this is working or not? How long do we want to run this experiment for? Is this something that's going to be the entire year, or can we break it down and test this over just a couple of weeks or a couple of days or a couple of hours even, right? And then the last part is around like setting your minimum success criteria. We oftentimes have a bias towards our ideas or our opportunities after the fact. Oh yeah, that was a stupid opportunity. That was a dumb idea. Shouldn't have done it. But if you don't set that success criteria before you ever run the experiment, you're often able to justify things like, well, it didn't work because of these reasons, or if I had just switched this and this about it, like then it would have worked. Whereas you don't really have a clarity around like, how do I know if this works or doesn't? And a lot of opportunities are fuzzy. A lot of opportunities can be cloudy. They can be hard to determine. And so setting a goal or a success criteria before you ever try the opportunity enables you to say like, am I moving towards the goal? Is this working the way I thought it was going to? Or is this not working? You know, when we talk about wanting to get 10 new leads from our cold email outreach and we set the minimum success criteria at 10, then when we start the experiment, it's very clear we're either moving towards the goal or we're not. So remember, next time you have an opportunity you're thinking about, use this process. Number 1, define what you're optimizing for. Number 2, map your process. Number 3, run the impact and effort assessment. Number 4, turn the opportunity into an experiment. And number 5, run that shit. You got this.